Recently, Barry's Manufacturing released their first jacketed bullet. This is the 55 grain 22 cal FMJ, and in this video, we're gonna get hands-on with it. Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. Here on Ultimate Reloader, both on YouTube and on the website, you've seen a lot of stories covering bullets from Barry's Manufacturing. They've all been plated bullets because that's what Barry's Manufacturing is primarily known for, but they just released in the last year their first jacketed bullet, which is the classic AR-15 bullet for 223 or 5.56. It's a 55 grain FMJ with cannular. A lot of load data out there for this bullet, and it runs really good in a variety of different ARs and in bolt guns for that matter. In this video, we're going to take a look at these bullets. We're going to look at a load that I've worked up. We're going to check out some chronograph data, and there's going to be information about how you can acquire these bullets. So let's talk components and load data. For this load, my goal was your classic AR-15 load with a 55 grain projectile. And again, there's a lot of loaded data out there. So I'm using brand new 5.56 cases, which by the way are pretty much identical to 223 cases. I'm using Hodgdon CFE 223. This has got the copper fouling eraser, which is great for jacketed bullets. The load data that I consulted listed the max load as 27.5 grains. I settled on a load of 27 grains. Again, you're going to want to work your way up to max load data, especially when you're using Magnum primers. I've got a Wolf small rifle Magnum primer. Magnum primers are specified in a lot of the 5.56 data, but like anything else, you're going to want to use caution. You're going to want to consult multiple sources of OEM load data before proceeding. Then, of course, we've got the Barry's 55 FMJ jacketed bullets, and I found that a cartridge overall length of 2.224 inches landed the cannular right where it needed to be with respect to the case mouth. Perfect for crimping. Crimping is not a bad idea for this type of ammo, is not totally necessary either. If you do crimp, you'll get the bullet secured just a little bit better. You might get better consistency on your velocity, and it can aid feeding in a semi-auto like the AR-15. So let's load some ammo. What I've got here is a tricked out Dillon RL-550C. This is a 4-station progressive reloading press. I've got the double Alpha Academy mini case feed system, which is pretty cool on here. And for dies, we're using Lyman MSR dies for the sizer decapper. We're using the standard Dillon setup for the powder measure. We're using another MSR die for seating, and I'm using a Dillon taper crimp die to crimp ever so slightly. So I noticed from my loading here, I'm going to have to look out for indexing the case feed tube here. But each time what we're going to do is we're going to index. I already did my primer. I'm just going to double check there. When I come to the press, yep, we already primed there. Like to double check everything. We're going to need to get our bullets here. I've got them set up kind of nicely right in this tray right here. And in station number 3, each time I'm doing a visual powder check, I'll note here that I've got a KMS squared UFO press light for the 550. This, you got to have this. You got to have a good press light because I can very easily do a visual powder check here, and with only 4 stations, that is super handy. Forward to prime, index. Again, I'm keeping an eye on that case feed situation there. Another bullet in station number 3, priming on the downstroke, indexing. One thing that helps is you want that whole shell plate up a little bit so that it can clear the primer punch each time. Okay, that might be the place where I need to stop and do my indexing. Let's see if that's, yep, there we go. Drop in another set of cases, off and running. When I sit down to reload each time, I like to start at a slower pace and then kind of ramp my way up to what I would consider full productivity. So I'm going to probably load, I don't know, about a couple hundred rounds or so of this, because once you get a full auto in the mix, it's unfortunate. You burn through a lot of ammo, but it's all totally worth it. Okay, so with that loading demo done, let's step outside for a moment and check out chronograph data. So I got the Caldwell G2 chronograph set up in front of a steel target. Now what I'm looking for here is to get those sensors perfectly aligned so that the bullet's shadow will cross both perfectly. Pretty much nailed it. The AR-15 was up first, 5 shots. Then I grabbed the 223 trainer. I wanted something with a bit longer barrel to get more velocity data to compare the two. So the chronograph data was about what I expected with one exception. So first off, this AR-15 here has a 16-inch barrel. That's a good solid baseline. A lot of 16-inch ARs out there. The 223 trainer has a 24-inch barrel. So the average velocity we got with the AR was 2452.0 with an SD of 14.3. That is really good. Usually with an AR, with just regular loads that aren't precision loads, my SDs are kind of in the 20s, and I'm fine with that. It's typically for, close quarters, close range kind of stuff. With the bolt gun, we went up to 2,666.4 feet per second. And I guess that makes sense. We're a little over a couple hundred feet per second higher. We got a lot more barrel that we're dealing with there. What I didn't expect was the SD went up to 38.6. So obviously this load is not perfectly tuned for that particular rifle and that particular barrel. I would be curious as a follow-up to do some shooting off the bench with it just to see what these will do. Even though these bullets are not geared towards precision rifle shooting and that type of reloading, they're really geared towards the AR and just kind of a good all-around, rapid fire. I'm going to do full auto. In fact, speaking of full auto, let's step out and let's do some shooting. So what I have here is a 16-inch upper and a full auto lower. What could be more perfect for shooting all of this awesome Caldwell steel that we have set up now? All right, time to go full auto. That is way too much fun. Okay, so these bullets are awesome. Looks like they're going to function really well for this AR-15. Full auto, semi-auto. Looks like it's going to handle it all. It does really good with this steel too. I like how loud the hits are. Of course, with the suppressor. It looks like our full auto moved our suppressor cover there a little bit. The Berry's jacketed 55 grain FMJ bullets are available in boxes of 500, 2,000, and 5,000. I think we're going to need to get a box of 5,000 at the rate I'm blowing through these. So click on that first link in the video description. We'll have all of the links to product pages and so on and so forth. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make your voice heard. If you have something to say, please drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications because you're not going to want to miss the awesome content that is coming up. And finally, flex your reloading pride. You could look great in one of these t-shirts. We've got multiple designs at the Ultimate Reloader store. I'll see you later because I'm off to go shooting.